economic slowdown, high inflation. The high inflation must happen on the supply side, right? Not on the demand side. It must happen on the supply side. And we have already shown you that it is actually happening on the supply side. Now, IMF to issue downbeat outlook globally, okay? Globally, as specter of stagflation looms. Now, everybody thought that the vaccine will help the economy to recover. True. It's true. Okay, just look what happened last week, right? Or last Friday. Pfizer suddenly announced, right, they had the pill, Pfizer pill. Immediately, what happened? All the economic, US, you're talking about US market, all the economic reopening stocks starts to fly. Okay, so Friday, all the economic reopening stocks like airline, cruises, hospitality, all the stocks starts to fly. But before that, I think 2 or 3 weeks before that, Merck came out with their pill, COVID-19 pill also, isn't it? But notice something about US market. Pfizer start to fly on Friday because they announced that they have the pill. And what happened to Merck? Merck also had the pill. In fact, Merck announced the pill even earlier than Pfizer. Merck share actually plunged. Okay, Merck share actually plunged last week on Friday, while Pfizer moved up. You call this sector rotation. I call this speculation, isn't it? Because everybody start to take profit in Merck because Merck first announced, right? So they bought Merck. Now Merck at sky high, the price of Merck share at sky high. So what do? They start to sell off Merck, buy Pfizer. You know. Okay. The vaccine gave the global economy a lot of hope. Okay, but you find that since then, what happened? The growth of the economy, global economy starts to slow down. So you can see in July 2021, IMF predicted 6% growth for the global economy in 2021. Okay, but Kristalina, okay, Georgieva said that this would be scaled down in its updated World Economic Output Report. Okay? Which means what? They are forced to downgrade. Despite the vaccine, they are forced to downgrade because the vaccine doesn't resolve supply chain disruption. Okay, doesn't directly solve supply chain disruption. The vaccine will not solve climate change, which has disrupted renewable energy. As a result, more countries are turning back to fossilized energy. Okay, the vaccine is not going to push OPEC Plus to release more crude oil, right? For countries to consume, okay, to support their economy, isn't it? So with supply shortages, can you see? It's on the supply side. The last paragraph. With supply shortages set to persist well into next year. Okay? A period of stagflation, which is very possible, could be on the cards. And don't forget, Delta variant is still around. And now we are talking about Delta Plus. Okay, it's not just Delta, but Delta Plus. Anyway. Okay. Now look at this. This is a very interesting diagram. Okay. You look at the great inflation here. Okay, that was in the 60s to the 1982. Then you had the Great Moderation, post-financial crisis. That means the global financial crisis. Like COVID-19 pandemic and COVID-19 recovery. Okay? Now, consumer prices. Can you see? COVID-19 recovery. What is the consumer prices? Consumer prices is up to coming to about 5. Slightly more than 5. Is it? GDP per person is slightly more than 6. But I I trying to show you? I'm trying to show you that consumer prices is very close to the what GDP per person, isn't it? It's very close. And not only are they close, because over here they can also be quite close, but they are quite high. Both are quite high. Okay? Both are quite high. Okay, so global food prices have risen by roughly a third over the past 1 year. A third, no, 30%. Right? Now in cooking oil, somebody told me cooking oil. Okay, went up from $4 to $6, that's by 50%, right? Gas and coal prices are close to record levels in Asia and Europe. Stocks of both fuel are disconcertingly low in big economies. That means the inventory is very low. If inventory is very low, that means they need to import even more, right? To replenish the inventory. So shipping rates have also gone up. Okay? So you find that there's a lot of other costs, even labor costs. Warning signs show a coming stagflation is unavoidable. Supply chain disruption will take quite a long time to resolve. Who say this? A shipping firm CEO said this. So remember I told you supply chain is actually the cause of the inflation. If this supply chain disruption will take quite a long time, I do not know what it means by quite a long time. I believe that he himself doesn't know how long is it going to take. Probably it's an open-ended. It may take 1 year, it may take 2 years. If it take 2 years, that means what? It will stretch into 2023. Okay, and this piece of news is this month, November 3rd. And it's November 3rd is what? Last week. Right? Last Wednesday. November 3rd. In fact, you find that in US, a lot of people are already placing their orders for Christmas gifts. Okay, Thanksgiving. They need to place it way in advance because of the bottleneck in logistics. Okay. So, this is a very interesting thing because any forecast on inflation must take into consideration the projected nominal interest rate of the forecasted yield. No, find that a lot of economists or analysts, when they project inflation, they fail to project the interest rate. So we all know that the Federal Reserve, they are trying to delay in the rate hike. The longer you delay in the rate hike, then you project any inflation data, it has to be higher. Why? Because your interest rate is still near zero. That means your interest rate is low. It's not high enough to hedge against inflation. It's not high enough to manage and control inflation. So if the Fed fund rate remains near 0%, then you need to, when you forecast inflation, you need to forecast it at a higher rate. Okay, you cannot say that inflation will drop, inflation will fall, inflation will be reduced next year because it is transitory. No. Okay, so now we come to the most important part. Now, regardless of whether stagflation will dominate the economic environment, okay, we need to continue to monitor inflation, especially the inflation rate and the economic growth. And this is very important for our asset allocation. That means our portfolio. Now, whether your portfolio is for trading purposes or your portfolio is for investing purposes or your portfolio is for both. That means 50% of your portfolio is trading. Trading means in, out. Right? Investing means you look at fundamentals. You're prepared to hold the position. You're prepared to own the share for the next 6 months to 1 year, or maybe even beyond 1 year. Nowadays, I can tell you, you need to adjust and rebalance your portfolio even if you are investing, because you cannot be holding on to stocks for more than 2 years because prices will have dropped by then. Okay, because nowadays cycles are getting shorter and shorter due to disruption. Okay, so there's no such thing as I'm going to buy BTS and hold it for 5 years. Okay, because definitely there will be some other new stocks, right? Because there are so many startups around that are going for listing, right? So you may want to shift your capital, okay, to some of the new IPOs, okay, in order to give your investing portfolio more upside. Okay, more upside. So if you continue to stay invested in some of these stocks that you have been holding on for the past 3-4 years, you find that their upside may be quite limited because these stocks are already very mature stocks. Okay, so you need to relook at your portfolio, whether is it for trading or for investing. But because stagflation is a risk, so you need to look and follow through your portfolio is even more important. Okay, because of time constraint, I will not be showing you in detail. Maybe I'll show you some charts, okay, later on. Now, what are the things that should be in your portfolio? Okay, now they can be for trading, they can be for investing. Of course, investing basically, they must have strong fundamentals. Okay, if you are holding this stock for investing, not only they must have strong fundamentals. The fundamentals cannot be disrupted. The fundamentals cannot be too volatile. Okay, over a longer period. Okay, over a longer period. For example, energy-related stocks. Okay, so some of us may be holding crude oil, gas, and so forth. Right? You find that REX International, right, Singapore SGX stocks. No, the stock has been going sky high until the market cap had ballooned. SGX have to ask them to upgrade themselves from catalyst to the main board because the market cap has gone sky high. Okay? So if you're holding REX International, it's a good stock because it is based on crude oil, and crude oil until today still remain high. Okay? But the risk of a crude oil, it doesn't mean crude oil cannot come down. The risk of a crude oil is in the event OPEC or OPEC Plus decided to give in to Joe Biden's request. That means pump more oil, increase the supply. Then you find that prices of crude oil will start to come down. So this is something you need to know. Okay, so I would say that for crude energy related stocks that is linked to crude oil, natural gas and coal is only good for trading. Now this is my own perspective. I'm just sharing. Okay, I'm not advising you. Okay, why? Because a lot of things can be disrupted. Right? Coal has been disrupted. So you find that a month ago, if you've been trading Joe Energy, Golden Energy, and all the other coal-related stocks, even in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, you find that a lot of these stocks actually went sky high. But you find that Xi Jinping, over China's side, they suddenly release their own coal reserve because China has a lot of coal reserve in outer Mongolia. The moment they release all these coal reserve, what happen? All the coal-related stocks start to fall. So today, if you look at Joe Energy, Golden Energy stocks, SGX, you find that all of them came tumbling down. Okay, so you need to know that energy-related stocks can be disrupted. Why? Increase supply. Okay, China started to increase supply of coal. Okay, China is at loggerhead with Australia, so they are not buying coal from Australia, but so instead they started to buy coal from Russia. Europe has started to buy gas, natural gas from Russia as well. So the moment Russia start to release their natural gas to China, release their coal to China, release their natural gas to Europe, you find that gas prices of natural gas came down. In fact, prices of natural gas did come down. Okay. In fact, today, you look at the daily candlestick of natural gas, it is a red candle. Okay, so my take is energy-related stocks is not for investing, because I don't think crude oil can continue to go upward for the next 1 year. I'm very doubtful of that because somebody will come in and disrupt it. Okay, imagine crude oil can go back to $100, $120 per barrel. I can tell you, Singapore will be the first one to suffer. Already we know that MAS has tightened the monetary policy, right? Now, MAS tightened monetary policy that is nothing to do with interest rate. It has to do with the trading ban of the dollar Sing. That's why we find that recently what happened, dollar against Sing started to drop. Initial reaction was that it went up and started to drop, but it did not drop by much. Okay, it did not drop by much, although it came down, but because dollar is still supported by tapering effect. Okay, by the tapering effect. Okay, energy infrastructure related. Now, this is something that may be worth taking a look, not only for trading but for investing, because it's infrastructure. When you build an infrastructure, it cannot be for short term, right? It has to be for long term. Okay, energy infrastructure for stocks. Malaysia, they have, Malaysia will be the one. Suddenly, I can't remember the name. Let me check again. Okay, later on I will show you guys. Palm oil related and plantation. Okay, palm oil related and plantation, but we all know that plantation related stocks for Malaysia has recently took a downturn. Okay, has recently came down a lot. Traveling, logistics, and hospitality. Now, these are considered what? Economic reopening, isn't it? As the economy reopen, what happened? More people travel, right? Like last Friday, what happened? Cruises, Royal Caribbean cruise, Norwegian cruise, all shoot up. All the airline stocks also shoot up. Traveling stocks, including Booking.com, TripAdvisor, all shoot up. Hospitality, what will be the hotel, entertainment, casinos, all shoot up, right? Can they be disrupted? Of course they can. We must understand, be very careful of airline stocks. For example, in Singapore, we have 3 aviation-related stocks, right? SIA, Engineering, and SATS. I think these 3 stocks recently has gone up, but I can tell you, I won't buy SIA. Reason is, if crude oil continue to go sky high, it will only it will reduce the profit margin of SIA. Am I right? And we all know that SIA today has no profit at all. Okay, it is still bleeding. That means it will widen their losses. Crude oil continue to go up will only widen their losses. So if you want to, my personal take, if you want to invest, you rather SIA and because they are taking a lot of overseas contracts as well. Okay, SATS is also can, right? Because SATS they also manage airport services overseas, right? And they are hardly affected by crude oil. But SIA itself can be directly impacted adversely by any increase in crude oil prices.
I'm your most loyal customer.
Alternative and renewable energy related. This is something that we should take a look at it, But unfortunately, today, you look at some of these renewable energy, their charts, technical charts, you find that their prices are still coming down. Okay? Electric vehicles, yes. Electric vehicle, we should be looking at it because look at Tesla. It has been going sky high, right? It only came down because Elon Musk says he has to sell 10% of his share because he has taxes to pay, right? If I'm not wrong, he has his tax, the amount of tax he has to pay is 50 billion US dollar because of his stock options. Okay, and the Internet of Things related, right? And the industrial and material related stocks. Why? industrial and material related stocks are becoming even more. In fact, yesterday they all went up. Because over the weekend, Joe Biden's infrastructure program was passed by the House. Right? Now he's just waiting for Joe Biden to sign. To approve. Okay? So once Joe Biden's infrastructure program is fully approved, industrial and materials related stocks in US market will start to rise. Okay? Of course, it includes the Internet of Things because Joe Biden's infrastructure does not consist of only the hard and physical infrastructure. That means the highways, the airports. It also includes the soft part, like broadband, internet, smart devices, and so forth. Okay, this one I will skip because this one I think it may not happen so soon. Okay, because recently Carrie Lam, the CEO of Hong Kong's SAR, she did say that in the northern part of Hong Kong, the government plans to build 900 over 1,000 units, residential units. Okay, and they are going to give all this project to Hong Kong property developers. Notice it's Hong Kong property developers, not China property developers. So it's not referring to Country Garden, although Country Garden is listed in Hong Kong. So pure Hong Kong property developers. But again, until now, there's not much of detailed information been released. Okay, so I would say that if you are looking to invest, EV will be the way because one of the infrastructure item in Joe Biden's infrastructure program is what? The network of electric charging stations. Okay, charging stations for electric vehicle. And we all know that recently what happened? A lot of electric vehicles, their stocks, especially the Chinese stocks, have been going sky high. Okay, you have the Expert, you have the Bike, you have the I can't remember. All are moving up. NIO. Okay, the other one is NIO. Okay. All these are listed. Some of them are listed in US, they are listed in Hong Kong, and some of them are listed both. Okay. So you can see that from here, of course, I need to add in one more item which I did not. That is the metaverse. You know that recently Facebook changed its name to Meta, right? No, why? Because the next phase of development in the internet industry, besides the Internet of Things, will be the world of VR, right? Metaverse. Okay. Another one will be the US defense, military, and space related. Okay. Now this one is good for, to me, it's good for investing. I'm actually waiting for the price to come down to have a correction because all these stocks have been going sky high. They have been going sky high because US have been selling weapons to Saudi Arabia, and because of the Taiwan-China relationship now is very tense. So ever since these two so-called China and Taiwan, I cannot say Taiwan is a country because otherwise China will come after me, are very tense. So what happened? You find that stocks that are related to defense, military, have all gone up. Okay, have all gone up. In the event there is a war, these stocks will continue to go up. Okay, I will skip all this. Okay, basically is to, if whatever portfolio, but please, you must know, for trading purposes, you look for stocks that whose fundamentals are more focused on the short term. Okay, for investing, you will be looking at fundamentals that focus on the longer term. Okay. So like EV, electric vehicle, will be good for investing, but it doesn't mean you cannot trade. You can also, anything that is good for investing can be traded for short term. Anything that can be traded for short term may not be good for investing. Okay, may not be good for investing. So this is something you need to know. So EV is something that is good for investing, therefore it is also tradable. Okay, tradable. That means you can use CFD to trade and so forth. If you want, you can also use CFD for investing if you think that because current interest rate is still relatively quite low. Infrastructure related stocks, not industrial material related stocks, may be good for investing, right? Because infrastructure program cannot be a 1 year or 2 year program, right? Even our Singapore MRT lines, each line takes 3 years to complete, right? I'm not sure whether does it include ground survey. So infrastructure program, EV, plus the defense, military, and space related stocks, I believe that these are the stocks that is good to look into for longer term investing. Okay. Crude oil energy, fossilized energy is good for shorter term. That means trading only, because they can be easily disrupted. You do not know what can happen. Okay. Case studies. Okay, since we have some time, we will do some case studies by looking at some charts. Now, just in case there are some of you who wants to join our Telegram channel, okay, please, you are free to join, but please, if you have already joined too many channels, then because we only want people who are serious to learn to join us. Otherwise, I'm not saying need a lot of people to join my channel. Okay, I just need quality people who are willing to learn to join the channel. So if you are interested to join the channel, you can just send me a WhatsApp message. Okay, you can save my mobile number under my name. Okay, and then all you need to do is to message me your full name. Okay, message me your full name, and from there I will give you instruction on how to join the channel. Okay, let me go into the charts. Okay, just now while waiting for you guys, I was looking at Disney. To me, Disney is considered an economic reopening stock. Okay? Disney can be considered an economic reopening stock. So you can see that on Friday, what happened? This is Monday's candle. Friday, can you see? It kept up. Right? There was a big gap. So Friday, market open, gap up. Yesterday, get up again, but end in the red. But it's okay, because even at its closing price, it's still higher than Friday's closing price. Okay, so it's still considered bullish. Now, perhaps Disney may be a good one to look for trading or investing, but then because there are too many gaps, so that's the risk. You may not be able to get a good price. Okay, you may not be able to get a good price. So, but anyway, just for information purposes, I share this with you. So you can see that Disney, basically, I believe that it has reversed. Right over here, can you see it's been on a downtrend, and this is a falling wedge. Okay, so those of you who know technical analysis, chart patterns will know that this is actually a falling wedge. And a falling wedge is what? Buyer's bullish breakout. Okay? A falling wedge is actually buyer's bullish breakout. So that means what? Tendency for it to break up. And it did break up on last Friday and continued to trend upward on Monday. So I'm telling you that Disney, based on technical analysis, has already turned bullish. Okay? Disney, based on technical analysis, fundamental, basically Disney is something that will benefit, especially Disneyland, will benefit from the economic reopening. But we all know that Disney also got Disney Plus, right? The TV. I mean, their programs, they bought over Marvel franchise, Star Wars franchise, all these, no? So they have been generating a lot of programs for movies, entertainment, all this. Okay, so they are prepared for the hard, which is the physical Disneyland, as well as for the soft, that is home entertainment. Now remember just now I talked about Meta, which I did not include in my PowerPoint. Okay, so Meta. Now you okay, this is a ETF. Okay. Now this ETF is called Meta, but it has nothing to do with Facebook. Right? We all know that recently Facebook changed its name, right? FB to Meta. Why? Because Facebook is trying to. Meta is now the mother company of Facebook. Right? Now Facebook is trying to get up. Is trying to how to say? Facebook. It's only a matter of time. Meta will no longer have Facebook as its core business because Facebook business revenue comes from where? Advertising. Basically, it is a media company, and advertising is very challenging. Okay, so Facebook, because 5-6 years ago, I can't remember, they acquired Oculus, right? Oculus, we know that they manufacture VR devices. So Facebook is moving into VR, which is the world of metaverse. And you find that there is this ETF called Meta. Can you see Metaverse? And those of you who are in my Telegram channel, I've been giving out reports, e-articles, e-magazines on Metaverse recently. And you can see the Metaverse, this Metaverse ETF. Can you see? It has been going as a very new ETF, just listed only. Just joined the exchange. And you see, it's been going up. Now, can you understand why Facebook changed its name to Meta? Because its core business is shifting from media to the world of Metaverse. Okay, now this is something which I did not cover just now in my PowerPoint, so I decided to cover here. So this is something you need to know. Okay? And we know that NVIDIA indirectly is supporting the world of Metaverse because of their microchips. Okay, just now we talked about infrastructure, right? Crude oil, energy, infrastructure. Now I suddenly remember. Okay? So for those of you I do not know, I believe most of you are Singaporeans, but I believe there are some Malaysians here as well. So Malaysians, for example, you have this stock called Yinsen, which is basically an energy infrastructure related stocks. Okay, so recently it has gone up a lot, but recently crude oil also a bit of stagnant. So if you look at crude oil chart, you will know that crude oil has already like a bit of stagnant. So because of that, what happened? The energy infrastructure stocks also follow through, become stagnant. But I believe that it has more upside because, can you see, it is supported by my moving average line here, 26 EMA. So the uptrend is still intact. It's just that it's taking a breather and it's waiting for more news so that this stock knows what to do. Okay, let me it's already 8:15, so I got not much time. Perhaps the next Zoom session I will spend more time showing you guys some chart. Okay, never mind. I'll just show you one more. Okay, this is a gas ETF. Natural gas. Sorry, it's not ETF, it's an ETN. Okay, can you see that it's gone up a lot? But recently, those who trade natural gas, you will know that natural gas and crude oil today are inversely correlated. Okay, I've been telling some of my people in my community who trade natural gas and crude oil, they are actually inversely correlated. So if you see crude oil going up, you will see natural gas coming down. Okay, now currently you find that natural gas is down, but you will see that crude oil today is actually on the high side. Okay, so I would say that at this point of time, don't bother to look for crude or energy related stocks. Serious, at this point of time, don't bother to look. But you can start to prepare yourself for alternative energy. Okay, so for example, you may want to take a look at LEED. Okay, LEED basically is a lithium battery tech ETF. Can you see? It's starting to go up. In fact, it has gone up. Very gentle. Okay. Okay, I think I have to stop here for the Q&A because usually we allow another 15 minutes for Q&A. Otherwise we will go beyond 8:30. We try to finish the session by 8:30. So now, Jack, are you there?
Yes.
I think we can move on to Q&A.
Okay, can.
Okay,
right.
The next Zoom session, I will spend more time on charts. Okay. So basically, this session, I just want to show you guys stagflation. The risk is there. With the risk of stagflation, what must you do? You can see that we focus on energy. If you focus on energy, it's more for trading. You cannot hold energy stocks for too long because OPEC Plus can always disrupt. China's side can always release more coal reserve. So everything can be disrupted easily. Okay, if you want energy infrastructure stocks, yes, it's worth looking at it. Okay, but not the energy related stocks. Yeah, okay, Jack.
All right. Okay, thank you, Clarence. Right, so I'll give you guys 1 to 2 minutes to post your Q&A while I share my screen. All right, so this is our CGS-CIMB CFD homepage, the website. So if you guys have not opened an account with us to trade, you can click on the account opening with the online application so you can follow through, and then you can email us. The details I have put it on the chat box, so you email us stating that you are from this Clarence webinar, right? So there's a promotion as well ongoing for SGX market 0.07%. So you can take a look at this, and as well as our Tesla driven campaign, right? So for the latest event, we have a next session for the introduction to CFD and Viewpoint platform. If you wish to join us, you can feel free to do so if you are interested to know more about CFD. And next Clarence session will be on 25th November. Right? So for funding, getting started, you can click on the funding details. There are different methods of funding, and for different currency funding, you can also click on this, the retail clients. The details will be inside. Right? So anything you can feel free to look for me and my team as well. Right? So I will move on to the Q&A. Okay, so Clarence, for the first question, looking at stagflation that is coming soon, what are the things that as an investor can look at to put their fund in?
Okay, somebody actually, I saw one question. I think it's a chat. Is Dialog considered? Let me answer this first. Is Dialog considered infrastructure related? Yes. Okay. In fact, Dialog and Incent are the two main energy infrastructure related stocks. Okay. Actually, the question that Jack shared is basically what I've been trying to tell you guys, right? Just now I gave you a list of stocks, sectors. So what are the sectors you can look at? Right? At this point of time, we know that global economy is reopening.
Recording in progress.
you find that it's global economy reopening. So for trading only, global economy reopening, I suggest is only for trading. That means what? You look into the possibility of what? Aviation stocks at this point of time. Okay? Because stagflation I only told you guys that is a risk of stagflation. I did not tell you that 100% there will be stagflation. Right? So don't jump the gun yet. So step by step, at this point of time, what do you think is the theme? What is the theme of the economy? What is the theme of the market? Basically, it is what? Economic reopening, right? That's why you find that today SIA share went up but did not go up a lot. SIA share did not go up a lot, but I think SIA Engineering went up a lot. Because I think DBS Research upgraded SIA Engineering. Then SATS, in terms of percentage, SATS went up even more than SIA. Okay? Like I say, SIA can be disrupted by crude oil. If crude oil prices suddenly shoot up, I can tell you it will eat into the margin of SIA. So focus on global economy. If you are trading, that means hospitality, traveling stocks, entertainment stocks, right? So like Genting, all this. Yes. Okay. And if in the event inflation really happens, and we all know that this inflation is very likely to be caused by what? Energy related, right? Then you can look into energy infrastructure. Okay, energy infrastructure Malaysia has, because in the end, unless OPEC is very firm in its stand to say that no, we will never increase the supply of crude oil, which is very possible because, like I told you, Saudi crude oil reserve is limited. It's about another 50 years, they will run dry. Okay, but then crude oil has a risk because in the event the Iran talk resume, sanction lifted, then Iran will start to sell crude oil into the market, right? Then it's only flood more crude oil into the market, then price of crude oil can come tumbling down. This is the reason why I say energy-related stocks is only good for trading, not for investing. But the energy infrastructure-related stocks, yes, you can trade. You can invest. Okay, invest means what? It's an evergreen thing. Okay? Another one is, Metaverse. Remember just now I showed you the Meta ETF? Metaverse is going to bring gaming, home entertainment to the next level. Okay, that's why Facebook desire to change its name. In fact, Facebook is shifting its main business model, okay, from social media to the world of VR, which includes home entertainment. Yep.
Right. Okay. So, any good US energy infrastructure stocks?
Any good? Okay, you shouldn't focus on energy infrastructure now for US because Joe Biden already, the House already approved the infrastructure program, right? So you should cast your net wider and don't just focus on energy infrastructure, if you understand what I mean, right? So you can actually look at infrastructure ETF, global US infrastructure ETF, material ETF, right? Internet of Things, stocks related to Internet of Things, stocks related to EV, lithium, batteries, all this. Right. This is the reason why those of you who are in my Telegram channel, it's important that you come for our weekly tutorial session, because that's where I can update you guys and even show you the charts. By the way, we are moving into December, so I will be slowing down. So once we reach December or the second half of November, our weekend tutorial session will not be so regular anymore. So this weekend is a Sunday. The tutorial session will be a Sunday. So please, you need to register as fast much as possible because seats are limited. Okay, so you got a lot, right? Focus. What you can focus is not only the economic reopening. You can also focus on the infrastructure program of Joe Biden. Okay, which include Internet of Things, EV related stocks, material stocks, industrial related stocks, very wide. Okay, next.
So plantation stocks has been going down. Would it be wise to pick it up if we are investing?
Okay, let me show you plantation. Let me show you.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, guys, can you type your questions on the Q&A instead of the chat box? Yeah, because it's very messy on the chat box.
Okay, I think I show this plantation index. Now, if you guys have downloaded my mobile app, if you have read the Malaysia market today, you know that plantation stock is still falling. Okay, so you look at the Bursa KLCI plantation index, it's still falling. Okay, so this is the reason why I say all this plantation basically related is mainly palm oil. Can you see? All these are basically for trading only. Okay, you must take profit. When it's time for you to take profit, you need to take profit. You cannot continue to hold on until you lose all your profit. Can you see what happened? Okay, like I say, infrastructure related stocks are the ones good for investing. Why? You don't build infrastructure overnight, right? You build them over a period of years, 2 years, 3 years to complete. So you must know what you are investing in. Okay, the world of metaverse, possibly. Okay, you want to invest in metaverse related stocks, possible. It's possible to invest because metaverse is something that is still very new at this point of time. That's why Facebook is going in. Okay, like I say, energy stocks cannot trade, cannot invest. Please, it's very volatile. Even gold. Okay, gold is extremely volatile. Sorry, balik. Gold is not good for trading because it is too volatile for trading. Gold is good for investing. Okay, because it's too volatile for trading. But in order for you to invest gold, you need to go in at a good price. That means you need to wait for another correction. Otherwise, you find yourself buying at the high. Okay, when I say gold, I'm referring to gold ETF. Okay, next.
Right. So what is your view on Sembcorp industry?
I believe should be good, but I think it may be slower. Singapore very slow. That's why I say I prefer to trade, to consider only. I'm not giving advice. SIA Engineering, SATS, because they are playing into not only Singapore economy reopening, it's talking about aviation, the whole aviation sector reopening, not just Singapore, because we all know SIA Engineering and SATS, they have overseas contract. Okay, so we are looking into global or regional aviation reopening just by looking at SATS and SIA Engineering. Now SIA, you got to know SIA, the crude oil continue to go up. Although I did Google, crude oil, or rather oil, energy, forms only 20% of SIA overhead. But if it goes up, you can see if it goes back by another $20, right now it's $80, it goes back up by another $20, that's another 25%, right? Is it another 25%? Yes. Another $20, another 25%. But then crude is about 20% of its total earning. But you can see it can be quite a lot for SIA, because don't forget, until today, SIA is still bleeding. Even if aviation sector start to reopen, seating capacity definitely will be reduced, right? Because of safe distancing. So you need to understand this. So I'd rather go into SIA engineering and sets. Okay, next.
Right. Okay. So with the US starting to taper and raising interest rates soon, will Hong Kong, Singapore, and China stocks sell off due to the rising USD?
China doesn't depend on US fundamental. But China's shit, SHIT, does affect US. Okay, let me show you. Okay, because Jerome Powell did say what the China property developer crisis, their bonds, if their bonds continue to slump and it does impact certain securities, US side may get hit. Okay? But US interest rate, all this does not impact China because China market depend on their China monetary policy. But Singapore will definitely get hit one. Because that means Singapore era of cheap money is over. Right? So those people who buy too many properties, they may have problem. Because the amount of interest they have to pay may double. For example, now it's 1.5%. What happens if interest rate goes to 3%? Right? That means the amount of interest you are paying may double. Okay, next.
Alright, okay. So is Tesla and Nvidia still investable stock after the recent surge in price?
So you need to wait for a correction. And let's look at Tesla. Yesterday it dropped, right? Let's take a look. But still okay, not bad. Tesla definitely is always a good stock because they are the market leader, right? In the era of EV, I think they are the market leader, so they are always. But the problem is they go sky high. Now they go sky high. What do you think investor will do? If investor believe in EV, they may start to move their funds to a cheaper EV stock, right? They can always go and invest in a China EV stock as long as the EV works. Isn't it? So you need to be on your toes regarding the flow of the capital. Because some investor may see, Tesla too high, but they believe in electric vehicle. They may might as well go and invest in a cheaper EV, right? Let's say you go into NIO. See, NIO is rising a bit slow. You may want to continue to monitor NIO. Read up more on NIO, right? NIO you can see is still cheap. But it's only a matter of time it will go up. Right? Then Hong Kong, you can even go to Hong Kong to look for a buy. I think are there another one? But a bit slow So you may want to diversify. You don't want to go put all your capital into Tesla, right? I think BYTE today dropped. Wait, let me see. If I'm not wrong, today BYTE dropped. Anyway, BYTE went very high already. See? BYTE today up. Yesterday dropped. Friday, Monday dropped. So these are some of the other you may want to diversify. So don't put everything into Tesla. Suddenly if this Elon Musk say, I want to sell another 10% of my stock, can or not? Well, then you see because he like to talk. Elon Musk also becoming like Jack Ma, like to talk. Very dangerous. I feel that you shouldn't be investing or trading stocks whose CEO like to talk too much, because he may start to talk something which the market doesn't like to listen. It may impact the stock. Anyway, this is just my view. Okay, next.
Okay, PayPal share price has dropped recently. Is it a good opportunity to buy now?
No, because you must understand why did it drop. Honestly speaking, I don't know why it dropped. Ever since it started to declare that it wanted to acquire Pinterest, right? Then it started to drop. Then after that, it denied that it is acquiring Pinterest. Then I was expecting it to recover. But it never recovered. Let's take a look. I think PayPal, they are releasing their earnings this week. See? It may be bottoming now, but you do not know. Just take a breather and then come down some more. Why would you want to buy? You see, when a stock is dropping like that, there must be a reason, right? Why would you want to buy? I'd rather buy uptrending stock. Or at least it must show me that it has bottomed out. Right? Either you form a double bottom, triple bottom, whatever. Show me some chart pattern that it has bottomed out and is reversing. Currently, no sign yet. It may be flattening now, but doesn't mean it's going up. It may take a breather before it starts to come back down. Nobody knows. Okay, one last question because it's already 8:36.
Okay.
Or two last questions.
Okay, well, there's many questions. Right, that's two last questions. Is Moderna and biotech still a buy?
I think now it's Pfizer. You see? I told you just now, remember what I told you? Initially, okay, this is Moderna. Okay, this is Moderna. Can you see Moderna get down? Oh. You know why Moderna get down? Because Pfizer disrupted it. Moderna only has vaccine. Pfizer has the pill. Which one is easy to manage? You just go to the pharmacy, buy the pill, right? You don't need, you know what I mean? You don't need to go for appointment to go and get the vaccine. So which one is easier? Pfizer has already disrupted all the vaccine. It's just that Pfizer, the pill is now waiting for FDA to approve. You know, the latest news is Singapore government is already very interested in Pfizer pill and even the Merck pill. Okay, just look at Merck. I think Merck is New York. Merck came down. See? Merck went up. Right? Somewhere in middle October, they announced, or somewhere here, I can't remember. They announced they are the first one to have the pill, so it went up. Then the moment Pfizer announced they also have the pill, can you see? Merck get down. Pfizer announced it last Friday. So can you see last Friday get down? Because now not only Merck, otherwise Merck monopolized the pill. That means you pop the pill, no, you don't need to take vaccine, no. This is the reason why the economy reopening stock all get up on Friday. Because it's easy to travel now, right? All I need to do is I pop the pill. I can travel already instead of go and take the vaccine. Okay, so you must understand what is happening in the market now. Vaccine has been disrupted. That's why you find that past few days, even the healthcare stocks in Hong Kong also came down. Why? Because of the pill. The pill already disrupted a lot of things. Why would you want to look into a stock with a product that has already been disrupted? Okay, so you should be focusing on Merck. You see, Merck came down to my moving average line. This is my 61. Okay, moving average line supported here. Right. Friday, my 26 was resistance. Came down to, so it may rebound, I do not know. Because Merck is still the one that is, now we find that the pill, the COVID-19 vaccine pill, only two companies have it, Merck and Pfizer. So you should be focusing on Merck and Pfizer and not on Moderna or Johnson and Johnson or whatever. Okay? Or Sinovac. Okay, next. One last question.
So is Lockheed Martin a good stock to invest?
Yes, because it is considered a military defense related stocks. Okay, let me show you. Where am I now? Okay. I think this question, the last session also people asked me. See, came down, now is reviving. Another one is NOC. NOC is also a defense related stock. See, came down also, but now it's going up. Supported by 200 EMA. Recently, the defense related stocks, a lot of them came down, but it's a very good chance for you to go in. But I'm just looking for some technical bottoming, which I couldn't find at this point of time. Another one I think is RTX. RTX. RTX also came down, but not so much. Supported by my 61 EMA, now starting to rebound. So you can see the military defense stocks are rebounding. Okay, one more last question, then we call it a day.
Okay, so last question will be we shift back to Malaysia. What is your view on Malaysia tech stocks?
Okay, very simple. Just see this. Okay, I simply look at Bursa Malaysia Technology Index. Okay, you can see it's still trending very well. But again, it does not mean that all Malaysian tech stock trend well. Okay, basically, you just need to look at what are they doing? Their business model, what are they doing? Okay. Definitely, they seem to be doing better than plantation at this point of time. That's why I say plantation, palm oil, energy related stocks can be quite volatile because they can be disrupted. Okay, by government policies. They can be disrupted by government policies, anything. And they can be substituted. Right? Natural gas can be substituted by oil, oil can be substituted by natural gas, and then renewable energy. I say renewable energy nowadays also disrupted by climate change. Right? The climate has changed. Places supposed to be run by hydropower, suddenly no water because there's a drought. Climate has changed. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that's all, right?
Yep. Right. Okay. So I think that's all for today. And okay, thank you everyone for joining this session. We'll see you on the next session. Right. Thank you, Clarence.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Recording stopped.